Item 3 on our agenda, roll call. Please show all board members present. Item 4, acceptance of our July 17th meeting minutes. Do you have a motion?
Motion that the minutes be accepted as written. Second.
Motion been made and seconded to accept the written minutes of our July 17th meeting. Any discussion? All those in favor? 5-0. Item 5, acceptance of agenda. Any motion on that?
I have two 11th hour items. The first is to appoint members for the first is the Walter County Budget Committee election. That should be pretty easy in present company. And appointments to the Board of Assessment Review.
To the board of what?
Assessment Review.
Assessment.
Sorry, I have the air conditioner on, and I really don't want to shut it off.
Do not turn that air conditioner off under any
If the
circumstances.
phone rings and tell us they can't hear us, then we might be forced to,
Nope.
we'll wait.
And it's just those two 11th hour items.
Yeah.
Do I hear a motion on the acceptance of the agenda? Motion made and seconded to accept the agenda as amended. Any second? All those in favor? Before I move on to open to the public, I just want to take this moment to mention the loss of townsman Tom Calderwood. Tom served as ambulance for a great many years and also was fire chief. And he was a fixture here in town, definitely. So I call for a moment of silence for Tom family. Thank you, everyone.
Wasn't he our health officer?
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Item 6, open to the public. Anyone from the public wish to speak at this time?
Hi, Lucas Small, representative of Van Splice. And I just came down here tonight because there had been a small issue that had arisen, and through David's help and talking with the chief, I guess our band's all good for playing in Searsport. And I wanted to thank you for coming down here and thank you guys personally for considering us and continuing on with the relationship that we've had. Over the last couple of years, we've served Searsport. We both posted life facets, as far as playing and whatnot. And I was very, very sorry to hear that the chief had so much trouble with our band down the park. And we discussed that at length, and we decided that, from now on, we do something in a controlled environment, a better controlled environment, so as, to keep the law enforcement at ease. I was very, very upset to hear that people had gotten hurt, people had gotten arrested. It was never any intention, nor do we promote or warrant any of those actions whatsoever. Like, none of our band members drink. We hold temporary parties at our house, at our headquarters, and we do not encourage or anything like that. So I just wanted to come down here personally, see you guys, and assure you that you guys are in good hands when we come out to play. We're coming out to entertain. We're not going to bring anybody down that we feel, or invite anybody that we feel is going to be a hassle or hindrance or what happened on that 4th of July. Which I understand it had nothing to do with any of the residents, which I was very happy to hear that, but still at the same time, I feel that safety is the number one issue, and we play in a lot of different places.
Yeah.
We're an event band, we're not a bar band, though we do, once in a while we play out of a bar here and there, but we mostly do events, weddings, anniversaries, birthday parties, special events, stuff like that. And we pride ourselves on being amicable and working with people. So again, I appreciate you guys having us here, and I look forward to serving you guys again in the near future.
Okay, good. Thank you, ma'am.
We do look at what goes on in Mosman Park as far as bands go. It's a family atmosphere. The children, we want to keep it.
Absolutely.
You also must remember that we don't control Mosman Park.
No.
So if there's an event in Mosman Park, it still has to be vetted through the Mosman Park Association.
Yeah.
Anything that we have outside, and I will also point out for Lucas's purpose, we have the 175th anniversary coming up in 2020, and we will probably be looking for multiple bands. So there's definitely going to be an opportunity there. We chose not to have any. I don't think they had a band this year, or if they did, it was something minor.
And
No band at 4th of July. And that's not something we do every year. So, yeah, we'll definitely keep in mind, especially for that event, because I think we're going to need 4 or 5 different bands.
And
So,
I'm very well connected with multiple bands, because, we have a reach out that we do. It keeps, we're community ourselves. So we try to keep ourselves connected and keep ourselves going, each one, picking off the other. But all we do is advertise, we don't invite people,
No.
so whoever shows up, if there's an issue, I really can't take responsibility
No.
for it, but I will do whatever I can do to help you guys and to keep the event safe.
That's all we can ask for.
Perfect. Now my spirit's lifted back up. Thank you guys. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you. All right, I'm good.
Well said, guy.
Anything else from public before we move on?
James.
You're good.
All right. Thank you. Thank you guys. I'm gonna get out of here. I gotta get home to the children. But
See ya.
yeah, it was good to see you too, Dan. Yeah. All right. Thank you all again. I thank you very much.
Say hey, Mom.
Good to see you.
On the old business, library director hiring.
Yeah, we started the process a little over a month ago. The Library Board of Trustees conducts, in the hiring of a director, they conduct the process for interviewing, identifying, and recommending to the Board of Selectmen for the hiring of director. And they're making the recommendation for Sue McClintock. She is currently has an address of Cranston, Rhode Island, but Brian's here representing the committee to, I guess, answer any questions that you might have. Her resume, I was going to copy it, but then I realized you all didn't need copies of her lengthy resume, and I agree. I didn't get a chance to talk to her yet, but I do agree with the decision that they took, and I think we've settled in on a starting salary, which is pretty commensurate with where we're at. Our envisioned starting salary was $17.39, and her ask is $17.79. So it's very reasonable, and I recommend we go with what she's asking, because she's got a very nice resume and presented herself well to the committee, and they're recommending her.
Any local applicants? From Searsport? None from Searsport. We had 5 from Maine, which Sue is really from Maine. She was born in Maine and prior to the last 2 years in Cranston, Rhode Island, she was for 7 years the library director in Union,
Where does she live now?
in Cranston, Rhode Island.
So she was at Union before going to Cranston?
Correct. She's very much looking forward to come back.
Don't blame her.
Yeah, understandable.
It's a good place to be.
I have a question. Previous directors have had an emphasis on children during the interviews. Do you expect her to carry that on?
Yes, she started a children's program at Union. They never had one before. She was the only full-time employee, the only paid employee. Everyone else is volunteers. She has very good ability to handle volunteers. And she also helped them build a new building and get the land to build it on. So she has written grants, which is how they built half of that. It was with grant money. So she's got a lot of skills. She speaks very well, handles herself well. We did some role playing for some situations, and she handled all of them well. And she sort of blew the others away.
Sounds good. Thank you. Did you know her at all, Linda?
I knew of her, yeah. I have to say the Vos Library did blossom while she was there, definitely.
Do I hear a motion on hiring of Sue McClintock for town librarian?
I make a motion that we hire her on recommendation of the committee.
1779.
Actually, yes.
I'll second that motion.
Motion been made and seconded to hire Sue McClintock at the age of $17.79 per hour, set up our library. Any discussion? Hearing none, I'll call the roll. All those in favor? Tell her welcome aboard, James.
We'll call her tomorrow.
Okay.
Thank you all very much.
Yep.
Thank you, Brian.
Thank you.
Thank you, Brian.
On the new business, we have a application for pole permit on Black Road North.
Yeah, this is the end of the line. Literally, one pole needs to be added for a resident. It's beyond the CMP pole. CMP pole's 230 feet beyond the last CMP pole on Black Road North past the Dickey Hill Road. And it's more or less a formality, but a positive vote from the board to be able to put it in our right of way.
Do I motion on the pole?
I make a motion that we give the permit for this pole permit on Black Road North.
Second.
Motion made and seconded to approve a pole permit on Black Road North. Any discussion? All those in favor? 5-0. Also on the new business, set a date for a workshop.
We recommend a workshop next Tuesday night at 6:30. And this will be to talk to members of the fire department and the Barney Hose about the use of this public safety building. And also would like to see if, I haven't been able to arrange it yet, but I'm going to try to get Chuck Piper in here from Sundog Solar to talk about a field up at the transfer station. And he should have enough numbers then to talk with you about what we've been working on. And I'm sure other things will come up between now and then.
Definitely.
August 14th, that's good?
Yep.
Is that August 14th?
Do I hear a motion?
6:30?
Yeah, 6:38.
Yep.
Make a motion, we meet for a workshop August 14th, 6:30 PM.
Second.
Motion made and seconded to hold a workshop on August 14th at 6:30 PM. Any discussion? All those in favor? Now we'll go to 11th hour, Waldo County Budget Committee.
Yeah, it's that time of year to cast our vote for the Waldo County Budget Committee, and I have a ballot with one name, Richard Damaris of Searsport, for a 3-year term.
Is he experienced?
Really is a lifetime term, because he's going to be there forever.
Have you interviewed him?
You wouldn't even
Would
want
you
to.
recommend him?
I don't want to do that either.
Been 14, 15 years in it.
You've been there a long time, Dick. A good job, too, with it, so.
This is a nomination.
This is the election, actually. We could write in.
I'm sure there's a lot of people vying for that seat. Yeah. Okay, do I hear a motion on?
Make a motion that we cast the ballot for Richard Benares for that position for the Waldo County Budget Commission.
Second.
Excuse me.
Motion made, seconded to cast the ballot for Richard Damaris, the Waldo County Budget Committee. Any discussion?
I might interject. I might run.
All those in favor?
I'm abstaining.
You abstained?
Yeah.
You didn't vote against it? Congratulations. Yes.
The second item in 11th hour is the need to make appointments to the Board of Assessment Review. I have two candidates interested in working on this. As you know, since we're under a new assessment, we will have some challenges to the work that's been done. We have already sent out some requests or some hearing requests to people that we've already heard. So George Kerper and Tom Hodgkins have both stepped forward to be a part of that committee, which would take us to 4, and it's functional at 3 with the 2 alternates. We'll decide who the alternate is after when they get to meeting, because the 2 that were on the board have been there for a number of years.
Who are the 2 currently on?
Mike Nami and Roland LaRue.
Okay.
They're named on the board. They haven't had to do anything since being named, but we didn't have an assessment, a new assessment, and no challenges. So I have to circle back with them in the coming week to find out who wants to actually do the heavy lifting, who wants to be the alternate, because we can do that internally. If we can appoint these 2. And
Do I hear a motion on that appointment to the Board of Assessment Review?
I don't know how to do, are these gonna be members or alternates?
at this point, I say if you appoint them, we'll come back to you with the alternate.
It was George Kerper, and who was the second one?
Tom Hodgkins.
Tom Hodgkins, he ran for the Board of Selectmen.
Oh, yeah.
I make a motion, I nominate Tom Hodgkins and George Kerper for the Board of Assessment Review.
Second.
Motion made, seconded to appoint George Kerper and Tom Hodgkins, appointed Board of Assessment Review. Any discussion? All those in favor? That's it for 11th hour, James.
That's it.
Correspondence. We have a little bit here.
Yeah, a couple of items of correspondence. The first is from the Historic Preservation Committee. I had put in for a grant to help us with putting on a new roof and doing some painting here, but we were not accepted for the grant. They turned away $180,000 in grants for multiple communities this year. Certainly inviting us to try again. We will. Maine PERS is writing to us to let us know of a public hearing on proposed rulemaking. And there will be another mailing for this, so if you want information, you have to go on their website, and that's included. Maine Municipal Association is letting us know, their memo is stating restoring the state municipal partnership. There's an election, as we know, and there's a lot of information that has been included, and that's in my office. There's a guide to the elections and various documents that if you're interested, I will share it with you. There are interviews coming up with the gubernatorial candidates, and regional meetings for the staff, and the legislative policy committee will be meeting. And the last item is a nice thank you letter from Dolores Merritt. We purchased some equipment from her, and she was thanking us for stepping in a timely manner and taking care of that. And we needed the equipment, so it wasn't, I thanked her as much as she's thanking us. So.
For the public to know, we used to rent that equipment, and now we own it.
So I think it was a win-win situation.
Item 11, treasurer's warrant. I have a motion on those.
I make a motion that we accept the treasurer's warrants pending signatures.
Second.
Motion made and seconded to accept the treasurer's warrants pending signatures. Any discussion? All those in favor? Now, manager report.
In Public Works, the Church Street sidewalk is complete. I've spent some time up on Church Street over the past couple of weeks and have seen numerous visitors walking on it. The Public Works crew spent a good deal of time replacing culverts and ditching on the Mortland Road. They were able to get Prospect Street paved with shim. The coat is sufficient to hold before the top coat is applied. This will allow some time to get a couple of cross cuts complete that are needed for water and put the finished coat on. The crew also helped in the public safety building to replace lights and silence a beeping smoking alarm. There was about 100 light bulbs out and the detector was not plugged in properly. The cemetery crew has been doing a good job. In wastewater, Howard and Dan are doing well. They have been working with the State Department of Transportation on locating lines in the area of the lower Mount Ethan Road. MDOT wants to replace the culvert there and plans to make a very deep dig. We are very concerned about this project as our lines were installed 30 years ago and are so deep we cannot pinpoint the exact depth or location. And Howard continues to monitor the progress. In Carver Memorial Library, the staff is doing well. I've contacted the contractor for the front step project and hope to be able to start this in August. The library director search for the new director has just been settled. So the ambulance responded to 52 calls for service in July. They had 2 interfacility transfers and 3 mutual aid assists. They are running 34 calls ahead of this time last year. Both ambulances are running good. The fire department responded to 11 calls for service in July. They issued 50 burn permits in the month. They have no equipment or truck issues to report. They did a maintenance night just ahead of Senior Day last week. Their efforts are very appreciated. Code enforcement continues to do a lot of activity with building permits. He is dealing with an issue on Church Street on a setback property line issue. A resolution to the problem is in sight. Randy is doing a great job for us. The Searsport Police Department received 227 calls for service during the month of July. The chief continues to work on administrative duties and handle walking complaints. The department has noticed a dramatic increase in traffic in July. They've been running radar details on Route 1 bonds. All cruisers up to date and up to service. They did experience a steering issue in the 2013. It was repaired and back in service. The department was audited by the federal government as to its military equipment procured over the last 11 years. Everything was accounted for and in order. Audits of this nature usually take place every 5 to 6 years. The school resource officer position was advertised, and one officer indicated interest from within the department. The chief and school superintendent will conduct the interview. That has been done, and there will be a recommendation shortly. The economic development director was busy in July. He continues to work with the restaurant owner who is moving to Searsport. He continues to work with the site developer looking for places for potential business. And he helped with a public input meeting with Wright Pierce Engineering. The meeting was well attended by about 30 people and was very productive. I have no significant news to report in Town Hall. Comprehensive Plan Committee, Shellfish Committee, Preservation Committee met in July.
On the economic development, I'd also like to add that we had 2 ribbon cutting ceremonies last week.
Yep, last week.
He's got information from them.
Right.
Yeah, and the ad going to the Journal has been developed and sent to the Journal on both of those businesses. And on your way out tonight, I will give you the Main Biz magazine is out, and we have a page along with Ellsworth, Bangor, Augusta, South Portland, Scarborough, Saco, and we're in with all those, letting people know what we have available. It's good
Wait, is
advertising.
the next ribbon card? Does anyone have information on the next ribbon card?
Maybe one more, but I don't
One
think
more
he's made
over here, the
contact
new,
with them.
looks like there's a new restaurant over here.
And then you got the artist.
Yes, yes, now the old bank
I've
building.
spoken to Dean about it, but trying to catch him.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to be negative, but next time we need a little more notice.
Yes.
Well, that was,
Yes, I can't.
I notified you since I heard
notice.
about it.
No,
Yeah.
I wasn't speaking about you.
Yeah, you asked for it Tuesday night. Before I could ask Dean to do it, it was done. And even I wasn't in the area. I just barely made it back in time. With the ribbon, it wasn't going to happen without the ribbon. So it's, yeah, we'll try to get a little bit. And he's working on the next 2, because we'll have 2 within this month right now, so we'll get some dates out soon.
James, any update on the Ocean School besides what was printed in the Republican Journal, which was a nice article?
We held a successful overnight summer camp, 5 nights sleeping in a tent, and it was extremely well received. The kids, we had 7 participants, a number of adult volunteers chaperoning, and the kids were extremely excited. I got feedback from the parents. Saturday, of course, it was a torrential downpour, so we cooked for the parents and the kids under a tent at the Marine Museum. And 3 of the children who attended the event are now expressing sincere interest in coming to the school, if they can work out the details. The school has sent out approximately 9 offers of attendance to students. They've received, I believe it's 3 or 4 responses, commitments to the school, and expecting some more over the next week or so. They're working on hiring staff. One teaching position has been filled, and the second one is being worked on. Agreements have been arranged or agreed to with the RSU, the Hutchinson Center, and the Vocational Technical School for additional classroom space and work with the kids. So a lot of moving parts, a lot of things coming together, but it's really looking positive.
Any updates from DOT as far as road rebuild project?
I asked
They're gonna meet
Dean,
with us, or?
I actually asked Dean on Monday to reach out directly to Bernie Martin and get him here for that meeting that he promised us last fall and in the spring. It's time to get that going. So they are working with Bright Pier, so it's not like we're not on the radar, but we have to get that going. I put that in his basket.
Anything else? Town manager report? Selectmen's report. Doug, you have anything?
I want to thank MDOT for fixing a sinkhole in the causeway, which was very desperate. And they did a very good job.
The work continues on the replacement of the water lines up in my part of town. They're doing an amazing job, and they started doing curbing, replacing the curbing that they had to take out. So it's going along pretty good.
Yeah, I think Sandra Otis Anderson and the Rec Department deserve some recognition for the senior day. That was well organized and they did a good job. Sorry I couldn't be there. The other thing is I'm going to try to get together with Doug and plan this recognition dinner that we've been tossing around, get that secured.
Whenever.
Yep.
The town of Orrington had a Orrington Day. All businesses, massive yard sales and everything, and Perk took part in it. They offered a tour of the facility. I went up and took the tour. It's quite interesting. They got their act together, but we watched garbage come in one end, and it just kept flowing and flowing and flowing, and it created the steam to run the generators to put the electricity out on the other end. And it's amazing the amount of water it takes, and they're right next to the Penobscot River, but they can't draw from the Penobscot because that has salt in it. So that boosts that up. But it was a very interesting tour. You gotta stay right with the escort because the noise level gets pretty high, and stuff clanging and banging, but it's a really good job, and it's been going for a while. I'm glad we stayed. Fiber ride is still struggling to get off the ground, but I think we did right.
I agree with you too.
Coming, starting next Saturday on Mount Ephraim Road, there is a house in the 25-mile-an-hour zone. It's on the right-hand side of the road. Fire department from Searsport, I think Stockton, Frankfurt. There's gonna be 3 or 4 fire departments in there training. They're gonna be doing ladder drills and stuff like that. On Saturday, there will be a flow of traffic. On Sunday, they're gathering at 8 o'clock to go up there, and they're gonna touch that building and bring it down. They have to close the street off. Because the hydrants are on one side, they have to lay the hose across to get at the structure. So, if on Ephraim Road in the 25-mile-an-hour zone will probably be closed if you live on it. You better come in from an end and take a let you go down to your house. But that's the latest on that, and that is as of last Thursday night.
Is that something that can be posted beforehand? Yep. So everyone's aware.
I believe it's gone on Facebook, and I'm gonna put it out tomorrow.
Put it on the EMS page and rec page and every page that I control. I'm not sure who they control the fire department page, but we have a good following on the EMS page. We all set.
So if that could be like posted down the post office, I told you.
We'll put some notices.
Yeah.
What hours is it gonna be closed Sunday?
Sunday, the meeting at the fire station, go up and touch it at 8 o'clock. But when you coordinate the 3 or 4 fire departments, this is a training.
So it'll be closed from 8 until they need it closed?
Until it's done, which should be, it's a 3-story building.
Yeah, it's a big house.
It's gonna go quick because everything's off the roof except the boards. The asphalt, everything is off the roof. So that, it's like a chimney when it gets going.
Anything else, Dick?
Oh, that's it.
I just wanted to thank everyone that worked to make Maritime Heritage Day possible. Hopefully next year it'll be a dry day, so that we can have some of the activities that were planned this year. But, had a good bunch of people over working to put this together for us. Like I said, weather just wasn't there in our favor. Again, open to the public. Anyone from the public wish to speak at this time?
Not yet.
Thank you.
I'll now take a motion to go into executive session. Confidential matter, such as poverty abatement.
Second.
Motion made, seconded, to go from regular agenda to executive session. Any discussion? All in favor? We're now in executive session. I'll take a motion to go from executive session back to our regular agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made, seconded, to go from executive session back to our regular agenda. Any all in favor? I will now make a motion to grant $797 from Jenny Laws account for WP 1826.
Second.
Second.
Motion made and seconded to take $797 from Jenny Laws account WP 1826, any discussion? All those in favor? I also move for WP 1803 to abate 2000
PA. Sorry, I had to correct. PA.
PA.
Oh, PA.
1803. Sorry about that.
PA 1803 to abate the 2014 tax.
Second.
Motion made and seconded to abate the 2014 tax. PA 1803. Any discussion? All those in favor? If there's no other business coming before the board, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded to adjourn. All those in favor?